But really think about these people that you're trying to impress, and who you're trying to impress, and why you're trying to impress them, and why you feel like you need to do something to try and impress somebody else. Because chances are those people ain't going to be around when you need some fucking help. Yo, what's going on? How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the Risen Fallen Podcast. I am your host, Mark Henriksen. And if you're brand new to this show, then what you can expect is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health, self-development, and how to get your life moving in the right direction. If you're not feeling good about where you are right now, if you're not feeling good about, your fitness level, your financial level, your relationship health, your wellness, if you're not happy with any of those things, or even just struggling with trying to figure out why you're here and what you're doing and what life's all about, at least having the confidence knowing that you're getting one step closer to those things every single day, and along the way lifting other people up as well. And if you're not new to this show, if you're a returning listener or a returning viewer or anything like that, I just wanted to say thank you very much for coming back. Thank you for supporting the cause, supporting the movement, supporting the journey, supporting the show. And whether you're new to this or not, you are the reason that I do what I do. No matter what, you're not alone. Life can and will get better for you. And that is my promise to you. As long as you keep fucking pushing through the tough times, there's no reason to give up. But hello. Happy Monday morning. If you're listening to this podcast when it drops, happy Monday evening. If you're watching this when it drops on YouTube. But happy Monday. I hope you guys are starting off your week well. I am doing pretty well right now. It is Saturday evening as I film this. And damn, is there any other feeling that hits as good as a hot shower after a good meal, after a hard workout? I don't know, because I just had that, and I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm just chilling out here tonight, having a little cup of coffee. It's kind of rolling the dice with this one, having a coffee here as I record this because it is 6 o'clock and I'm going to have to get to bed in, 3 hours roughly. But hey, it's the thrill. That's the thrill of living life on the edge. I remember when I was working in gyms, when I was working in the fitness industry. I started working in sales, and I was eventually climbed my way up the ladder and became a general manager at a local gym here in Vancouver. And I remember those were some of it was fun days. It was bad days sometimes. It was life working in the gym. I had a lot of fun. It was some of the best years of my life, I'd say. I learned a lot. It was really stressful, and I learned a lot about myself and who I am as a leader and who I'd like to be as a leader. And it was really difficult sometimes understanding that there was a huge gap in between where those two things were, between where I was and where I wanted to be. And it really did just expose a lot of the holes in my game, I guess. But one of the things I remember back to this time in my life was it was one of the first times I started making real money. It was one of the first times where I started making money to the point where like pretty much every single paycheck at the time. Oh, I guess I should preface this by saying I was living at home. I was living with my parents, and so I was making good money, literally almost as much as I make now. And, sometimes there was even months where I made more. and I was living at home. So I literally had no expenses whatsoever. And I remember I was kind of just blowing my money a lot, spending a lot of money on partying, spending a lot of money on food and drinks, trying to, not deal with any emotional issues that I was dealing with at the time. I was also, I should note as well, I was pretty depressed. And so yeah, I'm living at home. I'm running a gym. I'm the general manager of a gym, and I'm making boatloads of money with very few expenses, and basically just ended up partying all the way. But one of the stupidest things that I did with my money, and it really spoke a lot about who I was at the time and what my priorities were and what I was fearful of, what I cared about, was shoes. One of the things that I spent my money on every single paycheck was a pair of shoes, usually Nikes, but I did venture off here and there. It was like literally almost every single paycheck. It was like new pair of shoes, new pair of shoes, new pair of shoes. And it got to the point where I had like literally a different pair of shoes for each day of the week. And even that was barely good enough. I remember I had like racks of shoes. I think I shouldn't say I had that many. I probably had about 20-ish different pairs of Nikes. And then obviously dress shoes and flip flops and all these different footwear. So I had an excessive amount of footwear to what I believe is excessive. I think most people could agree with that as well. But it's not like the shoes themselves made me happy. It's not like, obviously there's the dopamine rush of going and buying something, purchasing something, getting a new thing. There's a huge dopamine and serotonin rush to that. And obviously there's a shopping addiction. That's a real thing as well. But the reason why I was so intent on, making sure I had cool clothes, cool shoes, that kind of stuff, going out and partying, spending money frivolously on food and drinks, those types of things. The reason I was doing all of those things is because I wanted to impress the people around me. I was really concerned with the way that people viewed me. I didn't want them to think that, there's a lot of things that, when we come to, dressing well or trying to get new clothes or new shoes, why we do those things. We don't want people to think we're poor, for starters, but obviously, if these people are your friends, they know how much money you make, etc. That kind of stuff isn't really an issue. It's more about, what will they think of me? Do they think I care enough about how I look? Do I have a bad style? Am I not good? Am I, there's a million and one arguments. I'm sure like a lot of ladies out there can agree with the idea of just wanting to present yourself nicely and being able to have the nice clothes, the new clothes, make yourself look put together like you care, but not too put together like you care too much. It was this weird balance of like basically just trying to balance spending as much money as you possibly can while looking like you're not. And I look back at a lot of those times now. There's times where I'm looking at my financial statements, I'm looking at my bank accounts, I'm looking at some bills I got to pay sometimes, and I think back to, how much money I blew while I was just like addicted to partying and spending money on clothes and dumb shit. Not even just clothes, just dumb shit in general. I look back to all of those times and I think, man, I really wish I saved that money. I really wish that I could have done so much better for myself. And that's a really, I'm sure that there's a lot of times where you can look back at your past and think like, fuck, I really should have done that better. I really should have, I kind of sabotaged myself. I wasn't looking out for my best interests. I was caring about me in the moment more than I cared about me in the future. And now me in the future, which is me right now, is kind of pissed at me in the past, which used to be me in the present, if you're following me right now. But, I was really thinking about this and how much, we value what other people think of us and how much, and sometimes it's not even what they think of us because we don't even know. It's mainly a perception of what people think of us. It's what we think people think of us that we care so much about. Which is weird because we don't even actually know what they think of us. And even if you were to have the audacity to ask that, hey, what do you think of me? Which may or may not be audacious, depending on who it is. But even if you ask them what they think of you, you say, hey, what do you think of me? They'd say what they think, and you don't even know if that's the truth or not. And so no matter what, it's always going to be your perception, what you think someone else thinks of you. And that's what we value so much. What we value, what we think other people think of us, more than our own well-being sometimes, and more than the priorities of our families, our friends, our loved ones. We would rather sacrifice what's good or would lead to a happier or more comfortable or more stress-free lifestyle. We throw away those things that will lead to those things in order to fulfill what we would like, what we think other people think of us, which is just so backwards. Because I look back at, all the times in my past of when I was trying to impress people, or when I was just trying to keep up with the Joneses, or just kind of, conform to social norms. If you find yourself in a group of people that consistently go out and spend money, or have to have the newest clothes, the newest things, and then they don't accept you if you're not like that, or trying to impress your friends, your family, or your coworkers, or the people that you do business with, etc. I think back to all those times that I've spent money, or did something that wasn't aligned with my values, or didn't do something that I knew I was supposed to do, or anything like that. When I did something that wasn't aligned with who I was and who I wanted to be, in order to try and impress somebody, in order to try and change their perception of me. And we try so hard to satisfy those people that we think are judging us, that we're willing to throw away the things that are going to make our own futures better. But we all know that doesn't work, and it doesn't lead to a good, happy ending, because those people that you're trying so hard to impress, that you're sacrificing so much for, whether it's financially, morally, etc., whatever it could possibly be, those people aren't going to be there when it's time to pay your bills. Oh, that guy impressed me one time. I should send him some money so he can pay for his phone bill, so he can pay for, it's not like their opinions of you are going to help benefit you in the future. When you're married, when you have kids and you got to put food on the table, it's not like their opinions for you are going to satisfy your hunger. And so, I don't know. It was something I was just thinking about today while I was doing my morning cardio. I was thinking about this and why, and I was trying to think of a way to convey this to you guys in a way that would make sense. And I think I'm doing an okay job at it, but I just, it really makes you want to reevaluate your priorities and reevaluate why you do some of the things that you do, why you make some of the decisions that you make, why you have the spending habits that you make, or the eating habits that you have, or the partying habits that you have, or any of the addictions or behavioral patterns that you have. Are you doing these things, the things that you do on a regular basis? Are you doing these things to impress somebody? Are you doing these things to try and change the perception that you have on social media from other people, or what you perceive they think of you? And really think to yourself and really honestly evaluate this. If those people are going to be around when it's time to pay your bills, if those people are going to be around when it's time to, pick up a loved one at the hospital, or those people are going to be around when you have to move last minute and you're like, oh shit, we need some work done. Or I don't know, when a tree falls onto your fucking house, are those people going to be around to help cut the logs up and roast some marshmallows on the fire after, I guess? I don't know. But really think about these people that you're trying to impress, and who you're trying to impress, and why you're trying to impress them, and why you feel like you need to do something to try and impress somebody else. because chances are those people ain't going to be around when you need some fucking help. So it's best to save your time, your energy, your money, your love, your compassion, not to impress people, not to try and put on a show or change the perception of what you think other people think of you, but to spend your time, your love, your compassion, your money on people that are actually going to be around for you, people that make you feel fulfilled, that make you feel loved and supported. Make sure you take care of yourself and make sure you take care of your loved ones. And yeah, I don't know. I just thought that this would be a good kind of way to reflect on some of the things that we do on a daily basis, how we spend our time and money, and what we choose to focus on. So if you found some value in that, if you feel like that is a good message and you want to help spread that around and you want to share that with somebody else, please do share this podcast with somebody that needs to hear this message, or just share it with someone in general. If you're listening to the podcast version of this, rate it 5 stars, leave a little review for your boy. It really helps me out. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. All of those things help boost me in the algorithm and get this message out to people that need to hear it. Other than that, thank you guys so much. I will check you guys on Thursday. Much love and peace out, you beautiful human beings. I love you all. Bye.